Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a world that seems straight out of science fiction, a place where the lines between the plant and animal kingdoms blur. We're talking about the incredible, the fascinating, the slightly terrifying world of carnivorous plants. Now, when you think of plants, you probably picture something peaceful, soaking up the sun, maybe swaying gently in the breeze. But what if I told you that some plants are hunters? That they've evolved to trap, kill, and digest animals? It sounds wild, but it's true. These aren't just passive organisms. They are active predators. So, why did these plants turn to a life of carnivory? The answer lies in their environment. Most carnivorous plants grow in places like bogs and swamps where the soil is incredibly poor in essential nutrients, especially nitrogen and phosphorus. Think of it like trying to build a house without enough bricks and wood. Plants need these nutrients to grow, to create chlorophyll for photosynthesis, and to build their very cells. While other plants get these from the soil through their roots, our carnivorous friends found a different solution. They decided to supplement their diet. Instead of just relying on the soil, they evolved ingenious ways to capture and consume insects and other small animals, extracting the vital nutrients directly from their bodies. It's a brilliant evolutionary workaround for surviving in some of the planet's toughest habitats. Let's dive into the star of the show, the Venus flytrap. This plant is a real standout in the carnivorous club. Its jaws are actually modified leaves that hinge in the middle. On the inside of each lobe, you'll spot tiny trigger hairs, usually 3 on each side. When an unsuspecting insect, like a fly or spider, crawls in, it's lured by the sweet nectar. But here's the twist. One touch isn't enough to snap the trap shut. The insect needs to touch 2 different hairs quickly, or the same one twice within 20 seconds. Once that happens, snap. The trap closes in less than 1/10 of a second, super fast. The spines along the edges keep the prey from escaping. Then, it releases digestive enzymes, turning the insect into a nutrient-rich soup that it absorbs over 5 to 12 days. After that, it's ready for its next meal. Bladderworts or Utricularia are the sneaky hunters of the plant world. Some float in ponds, while others thrive in soggy soil. Their trapping method is wild. These plants have tiny bladders underground or underwater, each with a little trap door. They pump water out, creating a vacuum that sets the trap. When a tiny creature like a water flea brushes against trigger hairs next to the door, it springs open, sucking in the unsuspecting prey in a flashlight, in less than a millisecond. You wouldn't even catch it without a high-speed camera. Once inside, the prey gets digested. It's a brilliant way for bladderworts to snag their microscopic meals and survive in their watery homes. So, what's their secret? It's all about lures and traps. The rim, or peristome, is super colorful and drips with tasty nectar to draw in insects. But here's the catch, it's super slippery. An insect trying to sip some nectar can easily slip and fall right into the pitcher. Once inside, good luck escaping. The walls are waxy and slick, and some even have tiny hairs that make it a one-way trip. At the bottom, there's a mix of digestive enzymes and rainwater. The insect drowns and gets digested, giving the plant all the nutrients it craves. From the massive Nepenthes raja in Borneo to the elegant Sarracenia in North America, pitcher plants really show off nature's deadly beauty. But the world of carnivorous plants is far more diverse than just flytraps and pitchers. Let's talk about the sundews, or Drosera. These plants are like living flypaper. Their leaves are covered in tentacles, each tipped with a glistening droplet of sticky mucilage. This dew-like substance looks like a sweet drink to a passing gnat or mosquito, but it's a fatal trap. The moment an insect touches it, it becomes hopelessly stuck. The more it struggles, the more entangled it becomes as nearby tentacles bend inward, enveloping the prey. Then, just like the others, the plant releases enzymes to digest its catch. With over 194 species, sundews are one of the largest groups of carnivorous plants, and they can be found on every continent except Antarctica. They are tiny, sparkling jewels with a deadly secret. Bladderworts or Utricularia are the sneaky hunters of the plant world. Some float in ponds, while others thrive in soggy soil. Their trapping method is wild. These plants have tiny bladders underground or underwater, each with a little trapdoor. They pump water out, creating a vacuum that sets the trap. When a tiny creature like a water flea brushes against trigger hairs next to the door, it springs open, sucking in the unsuspecting prey in a flashlight in less than a millisecond. You wouldn't even catch it without a high-speed camera. Once inside, the prey gets digested. It's a brilliant way for bladderworts to snag their microscopic meals and survive in their watery homes. So, Are these plants truly animals in disguise? Not quite. It's a classic case of convergent evolution, where unrelated organisms independently evolve similar traits to adapt to similar necessities. These plants are still fundamentally plants. They perform photosynthesis, they have roots or root-like structures, and they produce flowers and seeds. The carnivory is a supplemental strategy, not their primary source of energy. They get their energy from the sun, just like a rose or an oak tree. The animals they consume are more like vitamin supplements than a main course, providing the minerals that are missing from their environment. This unique lifestyle has led to some fascinating relationships. For example, some species of pitcher plants have symbiotic relationships with animals. The fanged pitcher plant has been observed providing a roost for a specific species of bat. The bat sleeps inside the pitcher during the day, safe from predators, and its droppings fall into the pitcher, providing the plant with a steady supply of nitrogen. It's a win-win. Other species have a partnership with tree shrews, which lick nectar from the pitcher's lid while using the pitcher as a toilet. These amazing interactions show that the relationship between carnivorous plants and animals isn't always one of predator and prey. The world of carnivorous plants is a powerful reminder of the sheer ingenuity and adaptability of life on Earth. They have turned the tables on the animal kingdom, becoming hunters in their own right, all to thrive in places where other plants would wither and die. From the lightning-fast snap of the Venus flytrap to the silent, deadly pools of the pitcher plant, these organisms challenge our very definition of what a plant can be. They are a testament to the endless creativity of evolution. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the world of predatory plants. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the wonders of the natural world. Let me know in the comments which carnivorous plant is your favorite, or if there's another amazing organism you'd like to learn about next. Until then, stay curious. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a world that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. A world where the lines between the plant and animal kingdoms blur in the most fascinating ways. We're talking about carnivorous plants. Are they plants? Are they animals? Or are they something else entirely? Let's find out. When you think of a plant, you probably picture something that gets its energy from the sun, right? Photosynthesis, soil, water, the basics. And when you think of an animal, you think of a creature that eats other organisms to survive. Well, carnivorous plants decided to do both. They are, without a doubt, plants. They have roots, stems, leaves, and they absolutely perform photosynthesis. But they live in places where the soil is incredibly poor, like bogs and swamps, where essential nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus are almost non-existent. To solve this nutrient deficiency, they evolved a jaw-dropping survival strategy. They became hunters. So, how do we define the difference between a plant and an animal? At the most fundamental level, it comes down to their cells and how they get energy. Plant cells have rigid cell walls and chloroplasts for photosynthesis. Animal cells don't. Animals are heterotrophs, meaning they must consume other things for energy. Plants are typically autotrophs, making their own food. Carnivorous plants are a fantastic mix of both strategies. They are autotrophs that supplement their diet by acting like heterotrophs. They don't eat for energy in the way animals do. They eat for nutrients, like a person taking a vitamin pill. The sugar they need to live still comes from the sun. This brings us to the animal side of their nature. To be a successful hunter, you need a few key things: a way to attract prey, a trap to capture it, and a method to digest it. Carnivorous plants have mastered all three. Take the iconic Venus flytrap. Its jaws are actually modified leaves. They secrete sweet nectar to lure in unsuspecting insects like flies and spiders. On the surface of these lobes are tiny trigger hairs. If an insect touches one hair, nothing happens, a clever way to avoid false alarms from raindrops or falling debris. But if it touches a second hair within about 20 seconds, snap, the trap shuts in less than a second, imprisoning the meal. Once trapped, the plant releases digestive enzymes, much like the ones in our own stomachs. These enzymes break down the soft tissues of the insect, and the plant absorbs the nutrient-rich liquid. After a few days, the trap reopens, and the empty exoskeleton of the insect is blown away by the wind. It's an incredibly efficient system. This ability to move, react, and digest certainly feels very animal-like, doesn't it? It challenges our simple classifications and shows us how adaptable life can be. But Venus flytraps are just one example. There are over 600 species of carnivorous plants, and their hunting methods are astonishingly diverse. Let's look at pitcher plants. These plants form a pitfall trap. Their leaves are shaped like a pitcher or a vase, often with vibrant colors and patterns to attract insects. The rim of the pitcher is slippery, and the inside is lined with downward-pointing hairs, making escape nearly impossible. Lured by nectar, an insect might slip and fall into the pool of digestive fluid at the bottom. It's a one-way trip. Some of the largest pitcher plants, like the Nepenthes raja, are big enough to trap small rodents and even birds, though insects are their usual prey. Then there are the sundews, which use a flypaper method. Their leaves are covered in tentacles, each tipped with a glistening droplet of sticky mucilage that looks like morning dew. When a gnat or mosquito lands, it gets stuck. As the insect struggles, it gets even more entangled, and the leaf slowly curls around it, maximizing contact with the digestive glands. The sight of a sundew leaf wrapping around its prey is both beautiful and slightly terrifying, a testament to nature's ingenuity. And let's not forget the bladderworts, which have some of the most complex traps in the plant kingdom. These are often aquatic plants with tiny underwater bladders. Each bladder has a trap door surrounded by trigger hairs. The plant actively pumps water out of the bladder, creating a vacuum inside. When a tiny creature like a water flea brushes against the trigger hairs, the door springs open, and the low pressure inside sucks the prey and the surrounding water in. This all happens in less than a millisecond, making it one of the fastest movements in the plant world. It's like a miniature underwater vacuum cleaner. So, what does this all mean? Are these plants animal? Not in a biological sense. They are fully plants belonging to the kingdom Plantae. Their DNA, cell structure, and primary mode of energy production are all plant-based. The animal characteristics we observe, movement, trapping, and digestion are a stunning example of convergent evolution. This is when different, unrelated organisms independently evolve similar traits to adapt to similar challenges. Animals evolved hunting to get energy and nutrients. Carnivorous plants evolved hunting to get just the nutrients they couldn't find in the soil. Their behavior forces us to rethink what it means to be a plant. We tend to see plants as passive, static organisms, but carnivorous plants show us they can be active, responsive, and incredibly dynamic. They have a sensory system to detect prey, a mechanism for rapid movement, and a digestive process that parallels our own. They are a bridge between two worlds, a living demonstration that the neat boxes we use to categorize nature aren't always so clear-cut. Studying these plants gives us incredible insights into evolution. They show us how life finds a way, turning a disadvantaged poor soil into a unique evolutionary advantage. They've developed some of the most sophisticated and specialized structures in the entire plant kingdom. They are not animal-plant hybrids, but rather plants that have adopted an animal-like survival strategy. They remind us that the natural world is full of surprises, and that life is far more complex and interconnected than we often imagine. So, the next time you see a Venus flytrap, don't just see a plant. See a master hunter, a marvel of evolution, and a beautiful example of how life defies our simple definitions. They are a testament to the creativity and resilience of nature. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the wild world of carnivorous plants. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next one.